Acharya, you have talked about how hope and fear go together. Most of the pursuits in life or work is with the hope that I will be successful. Does this mean that fear is inevitable? How do we reconcile this?
You see, it is not really fear that is so much a cause of concern. Hmm? You can be many entities that option to hold a name, a position, is available to you. To simplify things, let me just say that you could be one of three people. The first one operates purely at the level of instincts. Accordingly, he wants things, and accordingly, he is afraid of losing a particular thing. That's you as A. Then there can be you as B, who operates at the level of thought and is accordingly afraid of losing a few things. And then there you could be C, who wants to get rid of the two annoying elements A and B, and is accordingly just afraid of not succeeding in getting liberation from A and B. That which you take yourself to be determines that which you want and determines that which you are afraid of losing. So it is not really about fear as such. You could say it is about the quality of fear. It is about what exactly are you afraid of losing. That determines the quality of your life. We are saying the quality of your fear is a demonstrator of the quality of your life. What is it that you want, and therefore what is it that you don't want to give up, and therefore what is it that you really are after, that you really don't want to part with? That's fear. The one who operates purely at the level of instincts is generally afraid. His is a very dark fear in which he does not even know why he is afraid. His entire life carries a background of fear. His entire life is an exercise in fear. His face carries the imprint of fear. But if you ask him, what is it that you are afraid of? He will not be able to give any particular answer. He is just instinctively afraid. He has so poor self-knowledge that he cannot even determine a particular object to be afraid of. In other words, he is afraid everywhere and at all times. Come night he is afraid, come day he is afraid. Go left he is afraid, go right he is afraid. He does not even need a reason to be afraid, or you could say any reason would suffice. It's Tuesday, I'm nervous. It's the 22nd of the month, I'm anxious. It's somebody's birthday today. Every day is somebody's birthday. I'm feeling a bit under the weather. This is A. His is a very poor quality of fear. That which you are determines the kind of fear that you hold. This one is the fear of the caveman. Then there is the fear of the thinking person. He finds something to be desirous of and something to be afraid of. Apparently, sometimes he overcomes his fears, but soon he discovers new elements to be afraid of. Sometimes his fear peaks, sometimes he starts feeling confident of himself. He swings between diffidence and confidence. He can pinpoint his anxieties. He can list down what he is afraid of, the specific items that is. So he gets a few episodes of relief intermittently. He is not continuously tense. He is not subliminally tense like the caveman, the person A. This fellow sometimes enjoys happiness, but the happiness is short-lived. One challenge makes way for the other. Every victory proves inconclusive. Something else, something bigger, something more daunting appears from somewhere. Reason? The way this person B has described himself, defined himself, he is chasing stuff that can only bring him momentary peace. It's got to do with his identity statement. So let alone permanent, even long-term sanity is not available to this person. Yes, episodic, short-term green patches do occur to him. It's another matter that they keep egging him on, they keep motivating him, they keep serving as false rays of hope, and he remains energized to pursue his dreams and his happinesses even further. And then there is a third person. We have the option to be the third person. It's a choice. Who is afraid only of one thing. He is afraid of falling to A and B. He is afraid of making a wrong choice. His too is a deep fear. But it's a strange thing that this fear brings in him a fearlessness when it comes to being nervous about the domains A and B. Nothing instinctive now can terrify him. Neither can something mental or material that appeals so much to the person B. The type of fear this person has chosen is a very, very liberating fear. In a sense, you could say that now he is afraid only of being afraid. That's the only fear he has. I don't want to live a life mired in fear. That's the only fear that he carries now. I don't want to lose my innate fearlessness. That's the only fear he carries. Everything else can be lost. I give two hoots. Take away everything that my instincts take as valuable. Feelings, passions, bodily security, bodily pleasures. Take them away, all of them. I don't bother. I'm not afraid. Nothing in domain A, which is the domain of bodily instincts, now terrifies me. I'm done with it. I'm over it now. Nothing happening in that dimension touches me anymore. You want to attack me in that dimension? I don't exist there. You can't attack me. You can't harm me there. It's almost like somebody firing at your home when you are not inside the home. Would you be afraid now? And the home is your physicality. The home is that with which you were identified for so long. But now you are out. And your enemy comes and starts firing indiscriminately at your home. 1,000 bullets he pumps into your home. And you are 100 miles not merely away but actually up. Would you be afraid? No, you would not be. So this fellow C does not feel insecure or anxious about losing stuff at the level of body or passion or emotion. This security, that pleasure. He says, I don't want that. I've already left that. When I have left something, how do I bother whether it is still there or if it has been taken away by someone? Do you really feel afraid that somebody might take away your discarded clothes? Before that fellow can take away anything, you have already discarded them, right? Once you have discarded something, you have discarded not merely the object, but also the fear of losing that object. Discard an object, and along with the object, you discard the fear of losing that object as well. So the one who's choosing this third and highest identity does not feel afraid of these things. Equally and similarly, losing stuff that is mental does not bother him. Social standing, identifications coming from others, prestige, egoistic expressions, a standing in life. He is not bothered about losing these. He has already lost them willfully. So go and try to arm twist him. He will say you are trying the wrong trick. You are barking up the wrong tree. The monkey has already left the tree. Don't try anything here. You'll get nothing. And the result of being free of things physical and social is so tremendous that this is the only thing that you are now afraid of losing. Why must you be still afraid? Because you know that the body still exists. Your victory is tremendous, but not final. And the enemy is almost immortal. He can bounce back anytime. Therefore, you still need to be cautious. That caution, that final residual fear is also called as constant remembrance. This might surprise you, but that's what constant remembrance is. Remember the right one Because the possibility that the wrong ones can start dominating your mind and your memory still exists. It might be a very faint possibility, but it is still not reduced to absolute zero. You're dealing with an enemy who can never be totally and finally defeated. Therefore, you have to be on your toes continuously. This is the final fear that I'm talking of. This final fear is a blessing. This final fear belongs to those who are the greatest expressions of mankind, the highest ones. You could either call them fearless, which would not be wrong, or you could more accurately call them being afraid of only one thing. And the saints have put it very clearly. They haven't hidden. Go to Kabir Sahib and he says, I have only one concern. Chinta ek hi Ram ki, दूजी नाई कोय. If I worry about anything, it is Ram, and I don't worry about anything else. Now this chinta, this worry, is actually not at all the same as the constant and gross worrying state of the common individual. This chinta that the saints talk of is actually chintan, remembrance. I remember only one thing. At other places also, saints have said the same thing. Yes, I am afraid, but I am afraid not of the millions. The millions I don't crave of, so why should I be afraid of them? I want only one thing. I belong to only the one. And there is just one thing worthy of being kept close to the heart. If I am afraid only of this thing. So I'm not advising you to be fearless. I'm advising you to choose your fears wisely. And your fears, I say, are a direct reflection of your identity. Know a man by what he is afraid of. That's one of the easiest ways to read a man. Just check what is it that he fears losing. If you are afraid of losing this, that, 1,000 things, any small loss becomes significant to you, then probably you are living at the lowest level, where you do not even know a few particular things to attach value to. Therefore, anything that is near you, in your inner confusion, becomes important to you. You know, almost like pets behave. If you observe them, a dog or a cat is sitting. Throw something to it. Something is anything. It could be a ball, it could be a spoon, it could be a piece of paper, it could be a cigarette butt, it could be a broken toy. And it is possible that the animal becomes possessive of it. And when you go close to the animal to pick the thing up, it starts to threaten you. Why does that happen? Because the animal does not really know what is valuable. So anything that comes in its sensual zone, in its vicinity, carries a chance of becoming important by default. It could be anything. It could be the most worthless piece of trash. But if it has come in the physical range of the animal, it is possible that the animal may begin to own it. Obviously, only for a while, and then the animal will move on. Many people behave like that animal because they do not know who they are and what they want. So they start fighting over anything, desiring anything, running after anything, becoming serious about anything. And ask them, but why? Why are you giving this matter so much importance? They'll have nothing to say. They'll have nothing to say because it is not in their knowledge why they are doing it. What they are doing is being done from the center of blind instincts, not from the center of conscious knowledge. So they do not know why is something important to you. Ask them, why is money so important to you? The fellow will not know. Why is your house so important to you? The fellow will not know. Why is getting that car so important to you? Why is the next promotion so important to you? You hold importance to this, and you give importance to anything almost randomly. Why? When the question is posed, the fellow may want to save his face by saying, oh, but is it not obvious that such a thing is important? And if you say, no, it is not obvious, I want to understand. Please explain, why is such a thing important? You obviously know why we are talking of importance here, because you can be afraid of losing only that which you hold as important, right? So we are talking of importance here. So you ask him, why is such a thing important to you? Very little chance that he can come up with a satisfactory answer. Just as an animal cannot explain why the broken piece of toy is so meaningful and so significant, this fellow too does not know why is such a thing so significant to you. Alright, somebody said a few vile things about you. Now why are those utterances so important? Why must you remember that? And he remembers all that very effortfully, very diligently, with a lot of determination. Ask him, but why must you pour so much effort into this matter? He will not know. That's the quality of our fears. We do not even know why we give importance to something, and therefore why would it be a great loss if we lose that thing or do not obtain it. To be afraid of losing something, first of all, you must be very certain that the thing is indeed valuable to you. And for a thing to be valuable to you, you must know who you are and what is it that you need. Unfortunately, most of us never venture into that question. And therefore, we are randomly afraid. Fear, you would now see, is not so very abhorrible. It is our senseless, blind and random fear that deserves to be questioned. The more illumined your fear is, the more focused your fear is, which means illumined fear is another name for fearlessness. If you have a dark fear, the darkness would envelop all aspects of your life, and therefore you would be greatly, randomly and generally afraid. As we said in the beginning, your very face, your eyes would carry the imprint of fear. Whereas if you know life, if you know yourself, and if you know what is worthy, then yours would be a very, very focused, concentrated, one-pointed fear. If fear is one-pointed, if all fear is concentrated only on one point, then the rest of your life, the entire domain of your life, is now outside the purview of fear. All fear now belongs just to the center. Everything else has no fear at all. Be afraid of the one central thing, and everything else you can be very casual, even cavalier about. Are you getting it? Is there anything more important than life itself? To the living individual, I'm asking. All of you sitting here in front of me are persons alive, right? And that's why this conversation holds some meaning. If I were a corpse on this chair, you'd really not want to assemble and watch me on your screens. And if I were to address a group of corpses, I too would find it ridiculous. This conversation holds any meaning because we are alive, right? Anything holds meaning only to a person who is alive. The moment you are dead, is anything meaningful? Tell me. You are dead. Now there is a nuclear war. Does it matter to you? Does it matter? So if anything holds meaning only to the living person, what is most meaningful? Obviously, life itself. Correct? We want to come to that one central important fear. So life itself is the most important thing, right? So what is it that you should be rightfully afraid of? Wasting away life. And when I say life, I'm not referring to an abstraction. I'm not talking of an entire stretch or expanse. Because if I talk of something that is behind you or ahead of you or to the left of you or to the right of you, then you can secure a lot of falsenesses in this expanse. Life really is that which is here, right now. Everything else is a concept, no? So we said all that holds importance to you and me, the living ones, is by the virtue of the fact that we are alive. If we are not alive, nothing is important. So the most important thing is life itself. And when I say life, I mean that which you are doing currently, this day, this hour, this moment. Be afraid of letting it slip away. All other fears are meaningless. Think of the irrevocable loss. It's a cliche. We all have heard of it innumerable times. But repeat it in deep awareness. The lost moment cannot return at any price. Pay whatever you want to pay for it, it cannot return. It is not something that you can sell away for something else. That which cannot be obtained at any cost is surely priceless. Is that not logical? If there is something that you cannot obtain even if you pay billions for it, surely it deserves to be called invaluable, priceless. Life is that thing. This passing, fleeting moment is that thing. Pay billions and trillions for it, you cannot get it back. It is the most precious thing that you can ever have. But we compromise on it for so many miscellaneous things. We compromise on the quality of mind for random reasons. Something else is always important. We do not wonder whether we are really concentrated on the one important thing right now. The one important thing is to not waste it, not ruin it in sorrow, in repentance, in guilt, in worthless activities, stuff that creates suffering for you and others. These two things are linked. Giving importance to random stuff goes hand in hand with the contempt we hold for that which is really important. In some contexts it is called joy. In other contexts it is called peace. In some other context it is called understanding. Because we do not give sufficient importance to these, so random things become important. Peace, truth, understanding, joy, they are another name for the sacredness of life. If they are not there, then life is not worth living. So now you know what is meant by honoring the present, what is meant by making the best of life. In all conditions, ask yourself, right now that which I am engaged in, is it a thing of understanding? Do I realize what is going on? If I do not realize what is going on, then life is being wasted. I'm not giving sufficient attention to realization. Rather, my attention is very wavered and focused on some trivia. Am I giving sufficient importance to simplicity, truth, a subtle joy? If I'm not giving importance to these, then surely many useless, valueless things are occupying my mind and usurping importance. The difference between the ordinary man and the sage is not that the ordinary man is afraid and the sage is not. The difference is that the ordinary man is afraid of ordinary things and the sage is afraid only of losing his sageness. If you must fear, fear rightly. Right fear brings you very close to fearlessness. Right?